Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making another one layer card. Recently I have really been enjoying just really simple cards that are just stamping and very minimal pattern paper. And for this card I'm going to be using the Watercolor Wings stamp set, and this is a Stampin' Up! Stamp set. And I'm also going to be using 4 different ink colors, and those colors are Tangelo Twist, Mint Macaroon, Mossy Meadow, and Hello Honey. And these are all in color, so they'll be retiring from the catalog in the next year or two. And I already have a card base cut and scored, and I'm going to be using Tangelo Twist as my first color and stamping a border along the bottom and the top of the card. So you can see that the stamp set isn't long enough to go across the entire width of the card. So I'm just going to re-ink up the stamp and just stamp the edges where I just need a couple of more dots to complete the border. And because the stamp set is kind of sketchy, it's really easy to just stamp it. You don't have to worry about the dots lining up perfectly. After I finished the border, I moved to the butterfly, and I'm using a technique referred to sometimes as second generation stamping or stamping off to stamp this butterfly in the Hello Honey color, but I just didn't want it as intense. So I stamped the first layer of ink off, and I'm doing the same thing with the orange layer. And I'm stamping a bit of that ink off and then using the lighter impression on top of the butterfly I previously stamped. Now this is a stamp set that requires quite a bit of layering. Sometimes in the Stampin' Up! Catalog you'll see it referred to as 2-step stamping, but this is actually 3 or 4-step stamping. I didn't count. But anyways, I'm going to repeat that technique over again with the middle layer of the butterfly, except this time when I stamped off, I didn't hold it on the card as long to get that ink off. So this time when I stamp, I'm going to hold it so that more color, more ink transfers to the card and bleeds into those other colors. And at this point, I kind of noticed that my border on the bottom didn't look substantial or heavy enough. So I'm going to go back in with that dot border and put another row of dots along the bottom of the card. For my butterfly body, I'm using Mossy Meadow, and I'm using it at full strength. So I'm not going to do any stamping off. I'm going to use the full dark color so that the body doesn't blend into the wings and they look different. And I'm using the same color, Mossy Meadow, for the body, the antenna of the butterfly, and the sentiment. Once I stamped the sentiment, I realized that I wanted the butterfly to stand out a little bit more. So I took a Wink of Stella pen and I went over the green sections of the butterfly. So the interior, the edges, and the 4 little dots on each corner of the butterfly, I went over it with the Wink of Stella pen just to add a little bit of shine to the card, which unfortunately is very difficult to see in photos, but it does stand out in real life. And here's a look at the final product. Thanks for watching.